Welcome back. I am following this current and I thought I would record because I'm seeing all sorts of things. So the current's going this way, generally speaking, that I was talking about in the last video, Sage Wall. So I'm just going to pick up right there. So especially need to see that to follow, but going this way, generally like with a maybe like a main width here, also more out to here as well. That's branching off from over here as this closes, as materials get accreted. And this channels like through, and then I noticed it I was looking at it and I'm like, well, it kind of does this thing. Does it has thing there? And then, like, especially here, we notice a shape where it's kind of like two waves. So my thought is, like, it's traveling along this width, and then it kind of runs into some turbulence and divides more into two actual currents, where one of them's ends up going this way across here, that way, and the other goes this way, bends around here, across here, and the two of them vibrate around this and basically reconverge at the opposite point over here, which then goes straight, like, generally straight through in various ways. So it looks like it backed up a bit here. Like, in order to break through this side, it required more pressure. So it, like, built up material. This side looks like it channeled through more, maybe. Or it didn't even make it through as much, and it ended up mostly going through this way. I think it, like, water was flowing literally atop everything, but also within everything, and what we're seeing is the water flowing within everything, while above all of this is still water during the flood. So the current's going, though, this way, over here, and then I was kind of just looking at it like, okay, so it looks like it pulled here and then it like flows through here, over here, it pulls and ends up etching in here and going in here, as well as here etching in, possibly here etching in a way that I'm not even sure if it connects anymore, but it looks like it literally flowed atop and over, like here, or maybe here, to get in from just different angles to fill this area with higher pressure, to like hold this ring that then was forming like mountains around it all, getting squeezed by the pressure, kind of like shallograms. And then the current, though, continues, like, it definitely goes through over here, across this way, like, enters over here somewhat. There's also water seemingly coming from, like, over here, like this eyeball, this way, going this way, but also, like, going that way, and just generally from, like, over here, with enough to create, like, after the Idaho batholith, to like roll downhill maybe towards the down here and just begin to etch wider and create these larger channels, I guess, from the velocity going downhill. And then they would get to the region where the Columbia River basalt is moving this way with the supervolcanoes converging on Yellowstone, and it's just interacting with it all. And then the water continues though through here, through here, through here, through here, through here, and then it goes to this like point here, which is really like making its way through all this resistance and then generally taking the same path, like way down here, where then it like sprays maybe across here. Ends up going up here, possibly filling this area with some pressure, and this thing holding a boundary while this sprays in, and like other pressures hold this wall, so the water pushes over this way and just compacts this region and just acts as like a support structure for the water flowing in to push against to then flow this way, while also flowing out over here, over this way into this region and cutting across, I guess, in a very parallel way. Definitely cutting across at generally this width, and then I guess still doing it over this way, but in a way that it's just applying a pressure and not like getting through the resistance. It's meeting resistance, and at the balance point of resistances, these mounds of mass. Whoa. Just like, what does that mean for things? This goes this way. So I guess joining currents going over here and just filling pressure. Just filling pressure and helping the process go more this way. Which then does go over here. So this is what I was looking at. If I can remember exactly. Okay, I'm remembering. So I was looking at like, what is happening? It looks like there's something coming in. Maybe at this angle, around like this. And then here I was thinking maybe it goes across, but also bends that way. It's kind of like, what happens? Like, goes across and hits resistance and just branches off, maybe? Goes out this way. And joins a flow going out this way. Then I was thinking, well, over here, what if this comes around, runs over here, and tries to come back, and it doesn't really make it through because there's, I guess, a current going, maybe a current coming this way, hitting here, and just cutting down this way heavily. Although it's not that visible throughout. I guess just back pressure, like it's flowing in. It probably was literally flowing in, but then this region filled with pressure, which then led to more and more compression here, which then especially caused it to vent out this way. Maybe these dendrites, these look kind of like they're being pushed this way in their formation. Although, maybe it's more so merging as they go from small, like, divots that form into drainage paths that the water then starts to take, which then accumulates as it flows away, because it's not just flowing like right there, it's flowing atop the whole thing, just like getting focused that way. Not sure if this is higher elevation than like over here. This is lower. Lower. Consistently dropping. Yeah, it's almost like from here it's draining in all directions and accumulating, creating these dendrites by draining in a direction that then does that, does that, does that, does all this around it. While compressing this region, I guess. Compressing the region by pressure in here. Then maybe this current goes wherever it's coming from here. Just maybe this way. Over here. And then maybe bending from here. So maybe a current going this way. Around here goes down in, along this path, maybe. And then enters this way, goes this way, and then generally bent around and went back this way, and then this way, filling like a basin, forming a basin here, I guess, by its path over here, and then extending by the compression as it filled the basin, causing currents to flow up into here. Holy crap, what is happening around here? Flowing in here around another nucleus type thing. Dominant path, recessive path, I guess. Another nucleus thing here as well. And reaching in here, flowing in here from the higher elevation. It goes atop this compacted region that I guess as this was filling and applying back pressure to hold this together. And then flows atop it and over across, I guess, like this way, and flows across this way, probably to like this boundary, maybe pushing this boundary, going this way, and maybe going across even, or just pulling it in, like creating a flow that churns and pulls in from like a even tighter angle here, going like that way. which then push against this boundary because of this structure. Some reason it has this, although it seems like it should do the opposite. If a current's flowing this way, I guess if there's a structure blocking its path, it's not going to etch this side as much, but because this one's further away, it can go around and gain more like momentum and overall energy flowing at it and just push this boundary like inversely if it's flowing across this way. And then past that boundary, it flows into here. I guess more at an angle like that, yeah. Like if we're looking at it like this angle, like right this way. Cross little like fans. Also different layers. Layer, this definitely is like a flow. Stripping the layers, maybe. Not depositing as much. Stripping the layers, I guess. And maybe it ended up going in a current that went like this and around. Like this, the current flowing over here ended up going across, like maybe at this width, specifically like along there. I don't know. Like that. Pushing in here, I guess. But then also this current's coming across, so bending it over that way maybe. Or it flowed down into here and just like drained. Although I don't know if that's even down. That looks up. That's up. Ramped up and then went back or something. Maybe it like ramped up and went back like this. It went around and also went around this way. Down through here, the cheek. Maybe. I don't know if that's a cheek, but if that's an eyeball. That's ears, eyeballs, cheek. This way. This line going across and just holding that boundary, but then flow going like this way. I guess running into resistance here and bending off and kind of fanning down, turning around that way, while also going around like this. Not just draining it with the dendrites type of thing. Maybe. But yeah, this is what I was thinking, like this thing squeezing and shooting a current that way, and then I saw it again somewhere, like, where was it? Also up here, we saw that here, I guess. Or it's like getting squeezed out of these containers to go through. But there was somewhere else that I came across it just recently. Which is really why I was recording it. Maybe it was here. Like it's coming in here, but there's resistance. And so it fills up a container until it's able to burst the dam. Oh, apt maybe, considering what happened today. What is happening? Our world is just full of something. Putin blew up his own dam, although the United States does that, so, you know, we gotta, I don't, you know, it's like, Tucker Carlson dares to question the fact that United States blew up its own World Trade Centers. Like, we do that, so there's that side of things. But I don't. Anyway, a dam in Ukraine was bombed today. Anywho, they probably need some help. People need help, guys. Fuck. Really just from the tyranny. It's really tyranny manifest. That's like the root issue. Okay. What else can we find? Ooh, maybe I just noticed a diamond over there. Right here. Diamond shape. Maybe a larger one too. Out to there. An even larger one. Like edges maybe over here. Like edge, edge, edge. Another one maybe in this spot-ish. This really looks like a current that came this way. Ballooned out this location. Probably from over here. That looked like that. The water that was coming down like this way, I guess. It goes out there, but also down through this way. Maybe to here, big basin. Connects into these basins, which then drain into here, through here, fill this, fill this, fill this, shoot out there. Maybe not shoot out there, go this way. Fan out? I don't know. It looks like it managed. But the roads make it hard to say with certainty. So if that's happening, then the water went down this way, generally filled over here. Basically, there's a batholith here. That is physically holding a boundary from all the pressure of things going on over here. There's this batholith hanging out here, holding this boundary within California. So it holds this boundary, and so current can more peacefully flow into this region, I guess. Although there's another current flowing up like right along here, so it can only go in that space between and open up space. But it did so as part of a like bladder to fill, to drain into that storage container. So be it, I guess. I feel like this was it was an ocean that was at a lower depth, but the whole earth was flooded. But because the whole earth was flooded and this ocean was at the same level, when the water from other locations approached this ocean, there's an ocean, so like the water couldn't like displace it. So all it could do was like channel in at certain locations, but it really like ran into the resistance of the ocean more so and created a boundary that seems to be like generally like that. I mean, it wasn't all ocean, but like especially here and extending into here. So the closer it got to the ocean too. Maybe not exactly at the boundary of the ancient ocean, but it was holding a wall that current water was pressing against it that compressed a boundary really the whole way, and then happened repeatedly where it created like many channels, many boundaries, and just shaped the earth really, over here at least. And how this happened, I guess everywhere, was ultimately having things of that nature happen. What else can we find? I think I covered everything that had popped in my head. Guess it's doing the same here as there. Or no, this might be drawing in, like legit. Drawing in, there's pressure coming across this way. It's going in this way and out this way, exchanging. Although it's not bending back. Well, maybe it is, like here. And here. Comes up, meets it, and bends back. Fills. Hard to say. Looks like this goes this way. Or comes that way. Something's holding that boundary that's flowing one way or the other. There's Taoist. Colorado Springs on the outer edge there. Denver on the outer edge. Moab at like the third eye. Approximately. Its eyes are derpy enough. It can have a derpy third eye too. It's relatively center of the forehead. I'm just checking out the states we got. I really don't look at the boundaries of things very closely. Like I almost always am just looking at it like this. It's nice to like revisit, like where is exactly, this is Utah. Capitol Reef Canyon lands. Bryce Canyon City, that must be where Bryce Canyon is. Yeah. So Bryce Canyon is there. St. George. Zion. Somewhere. I can't remember where Zion is. There it is. Oh. Whoa. Just gouged. Cross currents like crazy here. Where's that point at? Let's just sign. Okay. god. Oh my god. The amount of water. Oh my freaking god. Can I like put my mans down here? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Oh my god, just to like envision that this was just water flowing down and etching this. Through this way from over here. That was all like focus beams just cutting across. I presume going north to south from over here. Actually, maybe like closely related to this, going this way, and not just going in there, but going across, interacting here with currents coming this way and fanning out. If that's even happening. Maybe it's just held a boundary here while this water over here shaped the head largely. But going this way, I mean, that points at it pretty well. Is it in line with these? No, I don't think it is. And it's not even like singularly directional. Let's see. What if we say here? Looking down into this. Or not. Maybe? We're going hiking. Oh my god. It's water flowing, I guess, like that way. Hard to say. Is that it? Oh, sandals. Nice sandals. Oh, look at that little teeth marks. Shallogram teeth. Look. River current. River worm. No, I've been muted for probably several minutes. Fuck. Oh no, I was talking about these eddies, but it's been a while. I guess I should end it and just see how much was muted, and sorry about that. The woes of not editing my videos. Because that's a lot of work for the amount of content I put out. It's not happening. It would take me a while just to update the file. There's so many things to account for, it's ridiculous. Alright, see you guys. Sorry about that.